everyone, welcome back to another learning video. In this video we would be talking about emotional intelligence. What are the four domains of emotional intelligence and how this is going to impact your job roles, specifically if you're working in the community sector. Now, to begin with, we need to understand what is emotional intelligence and what's the meaning of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, in simple words, mean being able to understand and to utilize your own emotions as well as emotions of other people. So you have the ability to be able to use, manage and respond well or respond positively to your emotions as well as the emotions of other people around you. Now, researchers says that some people are born with inborn traits of being emotionally intelligent. However, others may not have that naturally, but over the period of time, this is a skill that can be cultivated. Now, in this video, we will talk about those four domains which will help you understand how you can cultivate that skill in yourself. Okay, so first one is being self-aware. Self-awareness is the first domain of an emotionally intelligent person. What exactly happens in being self-aware? Self-awareness simply means you being able to know or understand your own emotions. So that means I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me sad. I know what sort of things would bring jealousy out of me, or I know what sort of things would bring negative emotions out of me. When you have a good hold on to understanding your own emotions, that also means you would be able to interact with others more effectively because you get a hold on to knowing what you're feeling inside. So it all begins with internally and how you're feeling inside. When I know my emotions better inside, then my response to the outer situations also improve. So with self-awareness, it comes with understanding yourself and doing those things which help you connect with your inner purpose. Now, how can we be more self-aware? There are a lot of things like doing journaling for regular basis, or writing, or being more reflective in our day-to-day activities can also make us more aware about our actions, but also seeking some sort of formal feedback from other people can also make us self-aware. So self-awareness is the first step for you if you want to become a highly emotionally intelligent person. Now, after self-awareness comes the second step, which is the second domain of emotional intelligence, and that's self-management, or in other words, we can also say self-control or self-regulation. Now, this can only come after you're being self-aware. You cannot have a management of your own emotions if you are not aware of them. Let's put it this way to give you an example. If I want to change my behavior, which is very negative towards a situation, I first need to know those emotional cues in me, or I first need to know what are those situations that are making me angry or jealous. Only then I'd be able to change it or rectify it. So in order to change my inner behavior or my reactions to things, or to have a better control over my emotions, I need to understand them first, which is why the first step is very important. When we talk about control or the regulation, I'm talking about how you're going to manage that. For example, while working in a high stress environment where you're required to do a lot of multitasking, or you're required to work with people who may not be emotionally intelligent, how are you going to manage your own emotions and bring out the best in other people? This doesn't mean that you have to bottle up your emotions and keep them inside, but it simply means being able to manage them and knowing when is the right time to deal with them and address them. So a lot of people begin with the self-awareness and they know that they have their highs and their lows when it comes to their emotions. However, they may not have a very good control or good management skills in managing that emotions. For example, I have a lot of friends who would have a tendency to cry over things, and they would easily cry over a situation or when some incident happened, but they may not necessarily know why they're crying over something, or sometimes they're not aware what is bringing out that emotion in them. So After you have an awareness that this is why I'm feeling this way, then you should be able to change that. But that's also not easy, because change also requires a lot of adjustment. It doesn't happen in one day. So me also being aware that I should eat healthy and I should not invest in junk food, or I should not eat fried food, is a different thing. But me, when I go back home, and me when I'm eating a packet full of chips, is it all comes down to my control. So just by being aware is not enough if we are not able to change it, or if we are not able to control our behavior, which is why the second domain is important, that we have to have the self-control and self-regulation, which comes with a little discipline, which comes with a little practice and over the period of time. Now the next one, which is the third one, and this has got more to do with the external environment, is our social awareness. What happens in social awareness? When I say socially aware person, that means that person have a very good understanding about other people's emotions. They walk into a room and they can sense the people energies. They know what is the right thing to say. They know how that thing needs to be said. A lot of times, even the right thing, if it is said in a wrong manner, can be interpreted in a very bad manner. So socially aware person would be highly empathetic, and they would know how to put themselves in the shoes of other people, and they would know how to feel other people's emotions and how to have that empathy for other people, which is why you need to be someone who can be motivating yourself first and then motivating others. Because let's put it this way, if I'm not able to motivate myself today and being able to get up and do the things which I need to do, I would not be a good role model for others. So social awareness, before I am more empathetic to other people, I also need to have the same sort of behavior towards myself and be more kind, nice, sweet, humble, which I am for others, but also to myself. So this helps us to maintain a lot of our good professional networks. Someone who has got very good social awareness is the person who is very likely to clear all interviews. They may not have the right qualification, they may not have the right certificates, but they may have a tendency to deal with people. These are the people who we call a people person. So their interpersonal skills are very good. Which brings us to the next one and the last domain, which is the relationship management. Now, what happens in the relationship management is your ability to manage the relationships, both personal and professional, around you. Creating a relationship is a different thing, managing relationships is a completely different thing. Someone who's an emotionally intelligent person knows how to invest in those relationships so that you can make the best out of it. To give you an example, during our college days, we make a lot of friends. But as we keep on growing and as we are maturing, we start losing the touch with a lot of people because we're not investing in them. We're not in habit of making a call or checking up on someone, or down the line, we're just too busy to do that. So it was easier to create or to make that relationship, but we didn't invest into it. That's why it was not sustained. So relationship management talks about how are we going to sustain those relationships, especially the professional networks, which requires a lot of investment on a daily basis. Otherwise, down the line, you lose those relationships. But if we want to make out the best of that, we would have to give something back to the relationship. Now, these are the 4 domains which we discussed for an emotionally intelligent person. And if we want to be an emotionally intelligent person, these are the areas we need to work on. Remember, emotional intelligence is not only needed for people who are in community sector, but overall also for everyone, because it can help us greatly in our personal and professional relationships. Specifically for someone who is in a managerial role or someone who's in a leadership role, it is very important for them to be able to understand, manage their own emotions as well as other emotions. So in the end of this video, I will leave you with some questions asking, do you recognize your own emotions? And if you do you have the ability to change your emotions with time? And are you capable of using or utilizing your relationships in the best way possible? So hopefully you know the answers, and if not, that means there's some work to be done for you. Thank you.